Ahoy! And welcome to this narrowboat adventure. Today, as I promised last week, I'm going to show you how I personally light my multi-fuel stove, and then I'm going to tell you all about my very secret tricks to keeping your fire going all night. So let's go have a closer look at my fire and I'll show you how I start it.
Okay, so we're going to start by taking out all of the ash from the night before, and as you can see, some of the coals are still red. So we take out the tray from the bottom and we have a little ash block on the bow. Then I like to take some cardboard, rip that up, and I use that as sort of a little base, mostly to make sure the firelighter doesn't fall through the grates. Then I take some coal, and usually it's about 3 pieces, and I pop those in 2 lines either side of the cardboard I've put down. I then add the very nifty handy firelighter, and I start to add some kindling on top of those coals that I laid out, so kind of like a little roof, if you will. So just take a bit of time, get them how you'd like them. I like to leave it not very much space so that there's no room for the fire to get through. I'm going to pop a little bit of the bark that I mentioned from last week from the birch, and then I start a second layer of coals down the edges. So sort of, if you're imagining a house, the kindling is your first floor and these are the walls of the second floor. I've got another lovely birch log and I'm going to take off all of that bark and keep that for another day, and I'm going to use that birch right on the top so that I can get that going and use that to set the coals alight and eventually have a lovely warm fire. So there we go. I'm going to pop my little match down into the fire and light that firelighter. Then I'm going to take a few more coals once that's started to get going, and I'm going to close up those holes at the front. Basically, I want to make sure that any fire has to touch something that's going to set alight. So I don't want it to be able to escape without warming up my coals at least a little bit. Obviously, if I wasn't filming, I probably wouldn't leave the door open for quite so much time. But just so you all know, for health and safety reasons, I did have the door to the boat open while filming this for light purposes, and also so that you guys could watch for longer without me killing myself with CO2 poisoning. As you just saw there, I use a scrumpled up bit of newspaper to clean the glass on the door of our multi-fuel stove. A little bit of ash will help as well if you haven't got it completely clean. So just there, I was holding the door almost completely shut, so that the flue and the heat from the fire pulls some air through and it gets lots of nice oxygen flowing through up into the flue of the chimney. You see, I used a little bit of the ash there to wipe the dirt off of the little window to the fire, and that works really amazingly well, and pretty much nothing else does, apart from if you do it when it's a little hotter it works better, but I wanted you guys to be able to see the fire through the window, so I was doing it in unideal conditions. So there we go. I haven't shut it all the way, there's still the grates open at the bottom and lots of air coming in through the door. While I'm doing this, of course, I would always monitor the fire, and that's basically it. Once your log is going, add coals as you please, and enjoy a toasty day or evening on the boat.
Well, I hope that was interesting to all of you, and of course, as you probably know, it's not an exact science, so you'll figure out your own ways that work for your fire. Now, time for some of my extra secret tricks of how to keep your fire going all night. So once you've got a raging fire, what you're going to want to do, especially if you live in a big city, where they give away free newspapers is grab a whole newspaper. Right before bed you do this. Don't do it before, because it will be difficult to kind of add any coals and things to your fire. But right before you go to bed, pop the newspaper on top of the fire, shut the door, go to bed. Basically what happens is that the newspaper burns through slowly, and then all of the ashes from the newspaper, and I mean use the entire newspaper, the ashes from the newspaper, they insulate the coals, so the coals burn much slower, and the insulation means that the heat comes out and fills your whole boat, so you'll find that your fire lasts all night, and hopefully in the morning it will still be nice and hot. I don't know if you could see in the video, but when I actually took the ash out, there was even some coals in there that were still bright red, so it's literally changed my life. So take that one, put it in the bank, use it every night, and have a lovely warm night's sleep. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any tips and tricks on starting a fire, write them down below. If you're looking for tips and tricks for starting a fire, you can have a look for some more in the comments. And if you'd like to join us again on this narrowboat adventure, you can subscribe. And I've also got a Facebook page. Just search This Narrowboat Adventure on Facebook, and then I'll also post the videos there, so that if you use Facebook more, that might be an easier way to find it. But please do still subscribe on YouTube. That's really useful for me, so please do it. Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and yeah, keep warm. Bye. Before I go, so I've had some comments. Some of you are desperate to see my video from the Boat Tubers Christmas party. I'm saving that one for Christmas Day, and it was a great time, and I cooked a roast dinner for 14 people. Yes, I can do it. So yes, I felt pretty pleased with myself. But yes, just rest assured the video is coming, but I wanted to save it for Christmas Day. Thank you so much for watching.